because Nintendo to this day does not know how to set up a tournament.
Yeah.
They don't know how to set up a tournament. Sure. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Somebody won.
Nintendo, some jabroni won.
Oh, yeah. Nintendo,
for the love of God, please learn how tournaments work. Please.
Start the show.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Multiplayer, the podcast by gamers for gamers. I am one of your hosts, Zack alongside Mr. Crash. Pointing at his feet, man.
Yeah.
Javier Ortiz.
Yeah, they were pretty itchy, but now they're not. So
Mr. Itchy Feet Boy.
Itchy feet, but it's all good. We won't talk about gross stuff.
How you doing today?
I'm good. It's been a nice, hectic week for me personally, but
I know that feeling.
Yeah,
work's been crazy.
But I'm looking forward to a lot of fun things coming out after E3. So one of my big to-do lists is getting Octopath Traveler once that drops. So very excited about that game.
The prologue's out. You can download it. Yeah.
Nice. I might do that though.
Yeah, they announced that at E3. I have it downloaded. I haven't had a chance to play it.
Well, I still haven't downloaded Fortnite on my Switch. I need to do that.
Go download all of these free things.
Yeah, I will. But, the last
They're free.
I know. I need to download Fallout Shelter on my Switch. I need to download that prologue.
Free.
I downloaded Pokemon Quest. That's free.
Free.
So, download all
There's
these
a lot
free
of free stuff coming.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Paladins, which is weird because it's also a free game except for Switch. That's $30.
That really bothers me.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, but whatever.
But real quick, remember you can check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and I actually just got an email about coming to Spotify very, very, very soon. So
you're still playing footsies with us.
Yeah, so on our itchy feet.
Footcast.
But yeah, and be sure to check out our Patreon as well, patreon.com/multiplayer. So Hob, let's get into...
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get into some fun action. You had mentioned E3.
Yeah.
That was a thing. It happened... Like 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2
almost.
Weeks? Yeah, I guess almost.
Like a week and a half-ish.
Yeah.
Something right in there.
Yep.
We're still talking about it a little bit because we had an episode last week. We talked a hell of a lot about the
press conferences.
Yeah. There we go. And we basically just want to wrap up our E3 coverage with some stories of the show floor for the people that didn't get to go. I was one of those people at one day. At one point in time, it was sad. Every year, I just dreamed about going to E3.
Yeah, that was me this year.
Yeah, that sucks. You couldn't go.
Yeah, you can blame The Incredibles for that.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Incredibles, too.
You're the worst. You should probably go see that movie, though.
I heard good things.
Yeah, well, first one.
But I heard nothing about your work on it.
Well, you never will, so. Moving on.
All right, moving on. But yeah, so... Not to brag or anything, but I went to E3, and it was a fabulous time.
I'm sure it was. I've heard many good things.
Basically, just wanted to
good swag.
Kind of, I know, right? All this swag. It was on last week's episode, and I was like, let's leave it here for this week's episode as well.
I will say just a quick, before you go, I really like for the podcast listeners. I'm sorry you can't see this, but for the
you can
YouTube
hear it
listeners,
crinkle.
This is a really cool newspaper for Spider-Man by the Daily Bugle. I thought this was really nice. It's like a legit little paper that they made. It's really cool. I want to get it framed and hang it on the wall. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
So basically at E3, in the Sony area, actually in the the entrance of the LA Convention Center as well, they had just newspaper booths or whatever the heck those things are called.
Oh, like the newspaper things with you, I know what you're talking about. You
What
put a quarter in
that? Do you call that a booth?
Newspaper dispenser? I don't know. I don't know the type. I don't know, actually.
Metal newspaper guy?
Metal newspaper containers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basically the thing you feel like you would see on every street corner in New York.
Yeah, they had them all. They have a lot of them in Philly, too.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. They're not around here, really.
Well, LA's just a bad city. So.
It's true.
LA sucks.
Yeah, there's there's really no taxi cabs here.
No, everything is far apart. That's why.
I know of one newspaper stand.
Really?
And it's in the weirdest spot. It's in the valley. It's not in downtown or something like that.
Makes no sense.
This is a weird place. But anyways, So they had these the little newspaper receptacles,
Sure.
as you with the, metal tins for the news,
Makes sense.
as they call it. They had a bunch of these. Some at the entrance of the convention center, but if you go into the Sony area of the convention center, which basically there's, as you know, there's the South Hall, the West Hall,
Yeah.
and then Microsoft is like down the street a little bit this year.
Oh, they weren't there.
Yeah,
at all?
they were in the
Wow.
Microsoft theater this
Oh,
year
that's kind of
because
Like,
they own the place.
cool. Jeez, that's tough for some people. I would imagine some people just spent the day there, and
Yeah.
then just didn't, and then just went to the rest of it the other days.
So, and I'll get to that here soon.
Yeah.
I have an interesting story. A little bit bothered a little bit by it, but I'll get to that.
Sure.
It's some like foreshadowing or whatever. But anyways, I guess we'll start right there. So, yeah, in this one wing, there's basically Nintendo, there's Sony, and then there's like little Sega action in the corner, just
Being Sega.
being Sega, being sad that
With
they're
their
not
blast-
rivals to Sony and Nintendo anymore.
They got their blast processing in the corner, and they do what Nintendo don't. So.
They're still pushing that Dreamcast over there.
Yeah.
Nobody's over there.
Well, with
Just collecting dust.
Sonic kart racing games, they're really pushing it.
They had some cool demos over there this year,
Oh, yeah?
and some cool swag. I was trying to get you, and I didn't get a chance.
Yeah,
But
that's all right.
but yeah, so basically, it just kind of rattle off some cool stuff, at E3 2018. So the first hall, which I believe is the west, no, I think it's south, no.
Let's call
South?
it Hall A.
We'll go with Hall A. I'm glad I thought about that. So Hall A, like I said, Sony, Nintendo, Sega. There's probably a couple other random things scattered in there.
Namco, like things like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Ubisoft.
let me think.
I'm just naming developers.
No,
or publishers.
most of those guys were in the other hall.
Okay.
This is because basically E3 every year, Sony and Nintendo, they almost split like an entire hall by themselves, and these
Makes
LA
sense.
convention centers
Yeah, it's massive.
freaking huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's just
it's just massive.
to get from like one hall to the other, you have to cross a giant street or like go across this like big bridge that connects the two.
I mean, you end up walking miles.
Yeah.
In one day in one convention
Yeah,
center.
dude, my feet after 3 days, it's just.
I remember the feeling. I remember when we were there
Yeah.
last year. It's tough.
You were just complaining about your feet, still hurting from last year.
Yeah. They just started feeling better. So.
Just still itchy. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's the E3 itch, as they call it.
Sounds gross.
But yeah, so getting into some fun stuff. Nobody cares about your feet.
Move on.
Sorry.
Move on.
We're moving on. So my first day there, I was basically in this Nintendo Sony hall with a couple other random people. I was mostly in there, obviously, to check them out, Sony and Nintendo. Sorry, Sega. And man, it was pretty cool this year. So Nintendo's booth was mostly Smash this year.
Makes sense.
But they also had the Pokemans. The Pokemans Let's Goes
Yep.
to the Pokemans world. With the Pikachus, the Eevees, all that fun stuff. That line was astronomical.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to go anywhere near it.
I would imagine most of the lines there are pretty long.
But then they actually, they had a little area set up for a bunch of smaller like third-party games, which is pretty cool. They had like FIFA, they had DBZ
Nice.
Fighters, they had Overcooked 2, they had Starlink, they had Mario Tennis, they had Killer Queen
Queen Black.
Killer Queen Black. They had.
Splatoon.
That might be it. No Splatoon this year.
Splatoon?
No.
Wow.
Which is weird. Actually, no. I take that back. I think there was a line for that, but I I just never got around to it.
Because I would imagine they'd like show off some of their new expansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that was there, and I just didn't even get a chance to check it out. Like I said, I mean, the E3 is so big.
There's so much to do. You can't do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I had like friends that were like, "Oh, go check out like the Spyro booth and all these things." Like, dude, if I spend any time with Spyro, I don't have time to do everything else.
Yeah. That's the curse of E3.
Yeah, it's and there was like cool things like Overwatch had a little booth that was like you could go and
Blizzard had a booth?
No, so they had like Overwatch had this like little booth kind of near the entrance. You remember where like the Crash booth was last year?
Yeah.
So Spyro was kind of in the same spot. Next to that was like this little Overwatch booth where you could go and shoot a little like video of yourself on a green screen, doing poses with like different weapons, and then they would put you in the Overwatch world. It was kind of cool. And I wanted to do it, and I was like, "There's no time. There's no time."
Yeah.
Running around like madman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting back to Nintendo, just starting there. So yeah, the first day was pretty cool. It's kind of a bummer at the same time in the way Nintendo was doing stuff. So basically, the way that a lot of people were setting things up this year, as far as playing games, you would reserve a time, and then you would come during that time to play the game. So Smash had it. Anything Bethesda had it. There were a bunch of games that basically did it this way.
Sure.
Several of the Sony games did this through the actual app. Everybody kind of did it differently. It's like Nintendo, basically sent you an email. It's like, "Yo, you want to play Smash this year?" Yeah. Well, you got to sign up.
Yeah, I remember like it wasn't the Eventbrite thing, the ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, I signed up like a week before E3 to play this game. And when I went to sign up, I did it super quick because I knew that stuff was going to instantly be gone. So I did it super fast. After I did it, I thought about it and I was like, oh no. Because I set it up like first day at like 4 p.m. or 4:30, something right in there. And it sucked because the doors open at 2 to go and play stuff.
Right.
But Nintendo is also having their big Smash tournament, like the Invitational tournament, and the Splatoon tournament started at 1 p.m. that day.
Yeah.
So it was like down the street. So it was like a 15-minute walk.
Ooh.
So it was one of those things where it's just like, well, I want to go to the Invitational, but I also have this reservation to play Smash, and if I miss that, I will choke Sakurai himself. I will choke him to death. I will choke him.
Yeah, that's tough, man. It's this bad thing about E3. Like, everything is so far away from each other.
Yeah,
like, nothing's in one
location. It's like Los
location.
Angeles is freaking huge or something.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, E3 is like, hey, we're going to have a bunch of stuff in the convention center, and then we're also going to have a bunch of stuff outside the convention center. Good luck getting to all of it,
But it's just, it's like all these like publishers trying to do stuff, but they need space to do it, and they rent out these like different theaters that are in downtown LA.
Yeah. And
then it's just like, well, I want to do these things, but I wish that they had just spread everything out, because it's like basically that first day, it's like I woke up, I had to watch the Nintendo Direct. Just kind of keep up with what's going on. It's like my Super Bowl. It's like watching these press conferences,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like missing them. So I wanted to be up and watch that, but at the same time I needed to be driving to the convention center to get to this invitational, so that I could get a ticket, because you had to just be one of the first like 400 people and just get a ticket instead of reserving it online. So it's like, and it's just a mess. It's just like, well, I want to watch a press conference, which is at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I have to drive an hour and a half, because LA's just a complete nightmare as far as traffic, to get to the convention center so I can maybe get a ticket to watch this thing. But then I have to skip across town to the convention center for my reservation to play Smash. It was just
And that's just for
crazy.
One game.
That's for one game.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't go to the Invitational, and I was super sad about it, because I just didn't have time to do everything.
That's E3. You got to just sacrifice. You got to make sacrifices.
That was one of them, and I'm super
surprised
bummed.
they only do it for like 3 days. I don't know why they just don't do a whole week.
This is just a nightmare.
Like, why not go Monday through Friday?
Well, they kind of do for like media and stuff like that. It's just for, it's just kind of open to everybody like for 3 days.
Really? Mm-hmm. I always thought the 3 days were for media as well. Because the press conferences end on Monday.
Because they're doing stuff like they have Judges Week and all that kind of stuff before E3 actually starts. So there's a lot to it. It's like most of like the big media outlets are there for like 2 weeks doing stuff.
Yeah,
it's
I guess.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's hectic there.
But anyway, so so that was kind of a mess. But then. So I basically played Smash. I had my reservation. And I played Smash there's this little like competitive bracket that you guys sort of sign up for. I was like, ooh, I'll do that. I'll play the For Glory mode. And they had the For Glory mode, and then they had the For Fun mode, which for fun is like 4 people, items all around, just nonsense.
Yeah.
That's for the jabronis. I was like, I'm a real player. It's like I play in the competitive Smash scene when I can.
Yeah. Let's not have fun. Let's just try and win.
Yeah, let's get down to the brass tacks. And they had some sweet prizes and stuff. You could walk away with like the most dope like medallion. No. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, you suck.
No. Because Nintendo to this day does not know how to set up a tournament.
Yeah.
They don't know how to set up a tournament. Sure. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Somebody won.
Nintendo, some jabroni won.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo, for the love of God, please learn how tournaments work. Please. It's like they want to just fight against like the norm.
Sounds like excuses.
So let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So basically, there's 3 rounds, okay? You're basically playing a bunch of people within the same like time bracket as you.
Right.
So the first round, it's you against 3 other people on a free-for-all. 3 minutes, no stock. It's just timed for 3 minutes. Whoever gets the most kills wins. And first
that's terrible.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's clearly they're just trying to burn through as many people as possible
I understand,
to play.
But it's like, dude, you're setting this up to be a competitive thing where you're winning prizes. You're on this giant freaking screen up there. Take this seriously. Please take this seriously. It's just like, I'm not here to play free-for-all matches. By the way, Smash Balls are on, which is ludicrous.
Right. Well, but it's it's not a legit tournament though. But it's just they're just demoing their game.
Yeah, but they're setting leave that for the fun side. If you're gonna set up a tournament for glory style, set up a real tournament.
Did they call it a real tournament? Did they say
they're basically I mean it's just they basically were kind of calling it that. And I mean there's a the more you win, the more you advance through this little this thing that they're doing. And so basically it's like you play 2 matches the first round. The winners of those first 2 matches move on to the second round. I won both of my matches the first time around. And then so I moved on. And then the guy that got second place went ahead and just moved on as well. And then in the second round, for some reason, the first round is practice. And then the second round...
So the first round doesn't count?
No. And the second round is the same thing. Free-for-all, 3 minutes, smash ball on, blah, blah, blah. So first round doesn't count. Second round, whoever gets first place moves on to the finals. Okay?
So I guess...
I won the practice round.
Yeah.
And then the second round, I lost by 1 stupid point to a guy that should not have won it all. This guy was easily the worst in the group. Dude, don't even get me started on that nonsense.
Lost.
But it's just nonsense. And then the finals is 1v1.
Yeah.
Like 3 stocks, I think, 6 minutes or something like that. No smash ball.
So closer
like
to
an actual tournament match. The one I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And that guy got absolutely destroyed because he was not good.
Sure.
He just happened to get second place in the first round with me.
Yeah.
Then he move on to the second round, and he just kind of got lucky.
Yeah, and stole a kill.
Yeah, it's just like there was one time I hit somebody. He was flying off the stage. He just happened to get tapped by this dude, and
so
then
it
he got
counts
the
for
point
him.
for him.
Yeah,
It's just like, dude, come on, man. Just 3 stocks.
Yeah.
Heck, give me 2 stocks if I need. Like, just let me play a real freaking match. It's just so. Yeah, I know. I'm just spending a lot of time on Smash Brothers here, but oh boy,
It was their biggest thing.
yeah,
Like,
it's
they
just.
spent like 30 minutes on their direct just on that alone.
But other than, I mean, I like a game played.
Did you play any of the
Played
new
great,
characters like
looked
Ridley?
great.
Or?
I played Ridley.
Really fun?
Because I won the first round. I was like, all right, this will be my mess around round.
So how did Ridley play? Fast, slow?
He's sort of like Charizard, where he's just like he's a big character with some speed and power, but he's a little like hard to he's a little bulky too, you know, sort of hard.
Pretty
to mix
heavy,
up.
like a heavy character.
Yeah, but you know, he's got some quick moves in there.
Nice.
I like his side B, which is kind of like Charizard's, where he does that like
the flare blitz.
Yeah, he does that, but his is like he grabs the character and just grinds their face into the ground.
Nice.
Kind of like the Valkyries do in God of War.
Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really want to try
That looks
Ridley.
painful.
I just want to say that like I've been calling out for Ridley for so long.
Everybody has.
I know. It's just it's nice that they're listening.
Yeah.
Although Waluigi's still sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah. Like
Poor
the
guy.
minute they announced him, everybody's like, "Well, where's Waluigi?"
Yeah.
It's like you'll never win.
No.
You'll
well,
never
I mean,
win, Sakurai.
but Sakurai's also gonna be like, "Oh, you're never gonna get him. Suck it.
Nobody likes him.
You're gonna get everybody else except Waluigi. Everyone's back except him."
Yeah.
I would imagine he might. Maybe he'll be a DLC character. Maybe like an Echo character.
He's an assist trophy, so he can't be.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Let's say he took the assist trophy. How are you going to play Waluigi and get an assist trophy?
I don't think that's a big of a deal. I mean, to me, it's like, whatever.
So you just have 2 Waluigis running around?
Yeah, I mean, who cares? I mean, just give the fans what they want. Everybody wants Waluigi.
I don't know. That'd be nice. He has his moonwalk.
Yeah, like that's his. I don't know. That's his like dodge, the moonwalk. It'd be kind of cool. Like
It'd be so ridiculous.
But no, that's pretty cool. I really want to play as Ridley. I'm excited. I've been waiting for that character to come out for a long time. So it'd be cool. I'm glad one of us got to play.
Yeah. So moving on a little bit from Smash. Smash was great outside of just stupid tournaments rules, man.
Well, it
It's
wasn't
so
even a
stupid.
real tournament.
It just sucked.
Yeah.
And then like the other things at their booth, there's like I played Starlink, which was surprisingly pretty good. You know,
Did you play with Star Fox?
No.
Oh, you didn't know.
But it felt like kind of like Star Fox. I
Yeah.
wish Ubisoft had just made a Star Fox game.
I don't know why not.
But I played Killer Queen Black, which is really fun. Felt kind of like Towerfall Ascension with different rules. Felt a little different, but
super popular arcade game if no one's ever heard of it. Big, like very big tournament arcade game. I think there's only a few of them across the states, if I'm not mistaken, in like select locations. But yeah, can it like go up to like, I don't want to say it doesn't even go up to 10 people, but it can definitely. It goes up to a lot.
It's up there.
Yeah, you can get a lot of people.
Yeah,
to play
I think
that
it's
game.
like 8 on a team.
Maybe.
Because everybody has different roles.
Yeah,
roles.
different
You have
things
like
to do in that
you have
game.
like the wasp people, and then you have like these little dudes that like run on foot. And you basically like you're almost shooting hoops, almost like you're picking up these little orbs and you can like
get them on
Kobe
the
them into the
platforms.
it's like
or you can attack like the queen and like win that way, or attack.
if you're the wasp. If you're the little runner dude, then you can't do that. You're not attacking anything. Or you can ride this little snail guy. There's like a bunch of
different ways to win. But it's a super popular arcade game, and it's interesting that's come to Switch. I think it's a really cool.
Yeah, and I played on a split Joy-Con. Yeah, and it felt real good.
Nice.
Because really only a couple buttons.
Did they have Mario Party to play?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Bummer. But then I played, DBZ Fighter, which felt real good. I was destroyed by somebody that clearly plays a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he destroyed me. It was embarrassing. Moving on.
Yeah. No. I mean, that game gets really technical.
And then Overcooked 2, I didn't get a chance to play, but looked real good. It was just a long line for that, so I didn't get to play.
Super popular game.
But yeah, so, and then just kind of moving on, so we could just like kind of keep going. We're at 25 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can't see.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, I can't see it at all.
Well, I can see it. We're good.
Okay.
Moving on. So, some other things. So right next to them, obviously, was the Sony booth. I went over there. I played some Spider-Man, dog. And oh
man,
boy,
I can't wait for that game to come out.
that was real fun.
It looks so good.
That game is a really good time. There's a big old city, and you can just swing around and just...
Swinging feels good?
Swinging feels phenomenal. It's the best part of that game.
Nice.
And just rolling around that city, just being Spider-Man, you know, it's like, you don't even have to do anything else. It's like, you can just do that.
That's what I loved about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I spent, when I first got that game when I was younger, I could literally spend, a couple hours just swinging. Just, being acrobatic in the air and just swinging as fast as I could. I would time myself, see if I get from one point of the city to the other. Just because it was super fun.
I just looked at some gameplay footage of that again. I haven't played that game in, it's been... I don't even know how many years.
Still have it for GameCube.
15 years maybe since that game came out and I played it.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I looked at that game the other day and I was like, oh boy, that is a bad looking game.
Oh, it never looked good.
There's 3 cars on the street. There's no people. It's what is going on?
It was a super, it felt like a ghost town at some points. There's
it's
barely
you're in New York City.
Yeah. No, I mean, you gotta let, but the gameplay in that game is fantastic. It's super ugly, product of its time because licensed IP, especially movie games back then, they were all bad. But man, that game's so good.
Yeah, but man, what I played felt really good.
Nice.
My
combat's nice and smooth.
Combat felt good. There's a lot of mechanics, so I was kind of getting my butt kicked because I just hadn't learned everything yet.
Sure.
But once I figure that out, I feel like that game will be, kind of starting from the beginning and playing that game. I think, it'll feel really good.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people play it that have played that demo a lot, and they're just destroying people.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome, but it's just coming in, midway through a game and playing this vertical slice. It's just well, I'm just kind of getting destroyed by these dudes.
I mean, I would it's the same way when we first played God of War. You just got to get used to the mechanics and the controls.
Yeah, there's just a lot to the mechanics. But once I get used to it, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
The only other thing was 2 things. One was swinging around that town. If you just decide to just stop and just look at people on the street, they just don't really seem to care too much that you're there.
Oh, the AI just kind of
it's
do anything.
I was swinging around and there was this rooftop was just a group of people on it. I was and they were literally just standing in a circle. I was I'm gonna go see what happens if I go swing over there. So I swung over there. I literally just stood right next to them and they're just standing there, just doing literally nothing. They're not moving.
Yeah.
They're just standing just so perfectly still. And I even there's an action button to just wave at them and stuff. And you say, hey, how's it going?
Oh, you can wave at them and stuff? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's kind of cool.
And they're just
hey, Spider-Man.
they're just standing there. And it's just
I heard you can take selfies in that game with people.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be a cool photo mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't.
But they didn't do anything? Did you try and do anything press the pause menu or trying to see secrets
No, I mean,
or stuff?
you're on a 15-minute timer, so it's I was just trying to see as much as I could.
Didn't press the PlayStation button, see if you can go to the menu.
I should have.
I gotta experiment.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Once you get that, you're in this line. Once you get that controller, you're all right, I only have 15 minutes. I'm gonna check this out as quick as I can. See everything I can. So it's just I don't want to fiddle around with menus too much.
I
should have though.
Check out the secrets.
Next E3 with the Spider-Man demo. I'll be sure to check that out for you. But it was fun. My only other complaint was there was the boss fight. You're kind of in a tiny room, and Spider-Man just feels like a bird in a room of a house, just flying into things. Just it's just not enough room for Spider-Man to move. And it's what it is. Moving on to some other fun things from E3. So Bethesda's booth was pretty cool this year.
As is tradition.
Once again, there was you walk up to the Bethesda people working there and you schedule times to you could try out Rage 2, Elder Scrolls Blades. You could do the little Fallout 76 experience.
They have Wolfenstein?
They had Wolfenstein on Switch there.
Well, I meant Youngbloods.
No, they didn't have that there. I think they had the VR Wolfenstein thing there, but I didn't know how to play it. I couldn't figure out how to like get over there because it's like in like a weird booth by itself. Like it's just a dude like playing in a VR face mask, and it's like I couldn't figure out how that situation worked. And I had the Wolfenstein stuff everywhere for that, but I wasn't sure if that person was playing the Wolfenstein demo or one of the other kind of demos Bethesda had for their VR stuff. So I don't know what was going on with that. But it was a cool booth they had this year. They were, I played Rage 2, which felt pretty good for the most part. My only complaint was that Wolfenstein 2 still feels better.
Yeah.
But I mean, it played well. It was fun. I got some ice cream, and I talked to the creative director.
Nice.
And it was pretty cool. It was a cool little.
I like
demo.
the ice cream part.
Yeah, they literally had an ice cream truck.
Oh, for Rage. Mm-hmm. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, last year they had the the diner for Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah.
And they were giving out free milkshakes. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. This year they had the ice cream. It was pretty cool. You could like get some different ice creams.
I like Bethesda.
I think I got
doing that kind of stuff.
Did like a salted caramel with fudge on top, hot fudge.
Wow.
That's pretty dope.
Wow, that's see, it's stuff like that that's amazing that they're not just handing out like scoops of vanilla.
Yeah.
You know?
And then if you played Blades, Elder Scrolls Blades, you got like a little treat, like a little it was like not a cupcake. They were giving out something from like the Skyrim game that was like a little food item.
Like one of the little rolls, like cinnamon roll or something?
It wasn't a cinnamon roll, but
roll?
a sweet roll. That's what it was. It was like a little sweet roll they were giving out to people. Sorry, I never played Skyrim. Not a fan of those games. I know. Shut up. But they were giving out sweet rolls to everybody. So I thought that was kind of cool.
No, that is awesome. I love Bethesda. They're just handing out treats.
Yeah. And then some other fun stuff. Let's see what I wrote down here.
Capcom.
Oh yeah, and then like Fallout 76 had like a fun little. It was basically like. All right.
Fallout 76.
No, they were having like a little party thing. It was kind of cool. So it was like just like a Fallout experience where you just go and it was like a vault party almost, and everybody got like.
Oh, I guess like celebrating whatever the game is, like 20 years.
They're celebrating the tricentennial, so it's like everybody was like dressed up like from the like 50s apparel kind of stuff.
Oh, they weren't wearing vault suits?
No, they had like.
Should have been wearing vault suits.
Well, they weren't in the vault yet. This is.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
I thought you said it was a vault party.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. It's just like a tricentennial party, is what I should say. Sponsored by Vault-Tec.
Oh, so you weren't in a vault?
No, it was like they had just this like booth thing where you'd go into these different rooms and.
Gotcha.
I didn't get to do it because the line was just astronomical, and I was like, well, there's no actual game. I'm gonna go play the games. But everybody that I talked to that went through it was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like they're giving out ice cream again. They were like,
they're just fattening up their customers.
They know what they want.
Eat some ice cream.
Yeah, you're getting like party hats. You got the Vault-Tec boy like face mask.
That's creepy.
I know, right? Like everybody's walking around with these masks. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, the Pit Boy, the Fallout Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, the Vault-Tec boy.
Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
Is not the band. He's Fallout Boy.
I thought it was the Vault-Tec boy.
What was that? I thought it was. I think it's Fallout Boy. I'm pretty sure it's Fallout Boy.
I could be wrong. Because it's like
important to me.
Yeah. Because it's like it's the Vault-Tec's like little.
Yeah, it's their mascot.
Little mascot dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was always the Vault-Tec boy.
I'm pretty sure it's Fallout Boy. I Google Fallout Boy and it's giving me the band. Not the band.
So type in Vault-Tec boy. It might pop up.
See, Fallout Boy mascot. Oh, Vault Boy.
Vault Boy.
That's
there you go.
It. I thought it was Fallout Boy.
You should know this stuff better than me.
Well, no, because I always thought it was Fallout Boy because.
The game's called that, but nothing's called that in the game.
I could have. For some reason, I thought it was Fallout Boy because I remember them saying like he's got the thumbs up because back in the day they said like if there's an explosion and you put your thumbs up and your thumb covers it, you're at a safe distance, and that's why I always thought it was called Fallout Boy because it's like there's a fallout. I'm safe, and I'm a boy. I don't know. I always thought it was Fall Out
But
Boy.
it's Vault-Tech's mascot.
No, I know. He's a Vault Boy. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm giving you the reason as to why I thought it was Fall Out Boy.
Well, you're wrong.
They're gonna sing a song.
So anyways, so some other fun things, and by fun things I mean not so fun things.
Ooh.
So I want to talk about Microsoft. Actually, no. Let me take this back.
In another building.
So things like Ubisoft, they had a cool looking booth.
Are they doing Just Dance nonsense again?
Of course they are. So it's like they're doing that stupid stuff. But I was looking at like the demos for like
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I didn't care too much for.
You know what bothers me about just real quick about Assassin's Creed? I listen to other podcasts and stuff, and they were talking about like, big games that came out. Like Ubisoft's got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and like I was listening to some podcasts, and even some reviews. People were just like, man, the game looks so good. It looks so polished and clean. I'm like, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Like
it does not look polished. Look at that janky hair on this character.
I'm just
like the hair is clipping through their shoulders.
Yeah, and I'm like, how can you say that looks so good? It's literally just a reskin of like Origins. That's all it is. Like,
it really is, man.
Yeah. So anyway, just a quick hot take.
Ubisoft, please, just take 4 years off. Think about that game.
Or better yet, just stop. I'm okay with a game like reaching its point where it's like we need to stop and just kill it and let's make something new, because this is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So
it's been like 15 years. No, more than that.
I'm yawning because of how tired I am talking about that stupid series.
Ass Creed. Yeah.
But the Skull and Bones trailer, demo looked really cool.
Yeah.
Once again, that was like a 4-hour line. So I was just talking to people that played it, that everybody seemed to really like what that game was doing. I was kind of just like looking over shoulders as well.
Man, that game looks awesome.
Fun.
It does. It looks like a lot of fun. Just pirate ship battles, which is just a dream come true for me as a little kid.
And then let's see what else there was. Oh, one thing I'll mention, dude, Fortnite was literally everywhere this year. Yeah. It was insane. So Epic Games had their own booth, but Fortnite was just everywhere. Like Mixer had a booth for Fortnite. Twitch had a booth for Fortnite.
Of course.
There was like GameSpot had a booth with Fortnite. Facebook Games had a booth with Fortnite.
Yeah, there was a Facebook Games.
Well, there is. They're trying.
Farmville.
They were playing like DBZ Fighter and Fortnite and all these games, but it's just like Fortnite was absolutely everywhere.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's one of the biggest games. It's the biggest game in the world.
It was just crazy how many booths were like, hey, here's Fortnite.
Wanna play Fortnite?
We're streaming Fortnite. All it was just streaming. It was just
people are just walking around their Switch. I'm already playing it.
It's just like, man, it was crazy. And obviously Fortnite was at the Nintendo booth. You could play it you tried it on the Switch, and it's just like, geez, it's just everywhere. They just took over E3 that year. It was kind of crazy.
I'm kind of concerned with the oversaturation of Fortnite to see if like it'll die soon. Like it's getting blown up so much.
And I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, I would hope not. I'm just saying, like, to me, when something gets oversaturated and blown up so much, people can only take it so much before they just get sick of it. I mean, if it's getting shoved down your throat at E3, like everywhere you turn, it's like another Fortnite booth. Just like, well,
it's a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm interested in other games too.
Yeah. So, but it was just kind of interesting to see that. God, it was crazy. I mean, and Overwatch and PUBG were like nowhere to be found.
Well, I would imagine. I mean, it makes sense that Overwatch isn't, and Blizzard has their own conference. They have BlizzCon.
But it's such a big game still, and Rainbow Six Siege too, where it's just like Ubisoft. They had it at their booth, but it's like, I felt like I would have seen more streaming of these games for like anybody trying to do the. Trying to stream like competitive kind of stuff. You would think there'd be like more tournaments and stuff going on. And maybe there was, and I just didn't see them. Yeah. That place is huge, but I don't know. And then there was, so let's talk about Microsoft for a moment. Microsoft, they were over in the Microsoft Theater, okay? which is like down the street a little bit. So basically my plan was like, day number 1, I was going to check out Nintendo and Sony, their little wing that they had, their little area. Mm-hmm. And then day 2, I was going to check out the other wing, which was like Capcom, Ubisoft, Epic Games, Amazon, what's it called? Activision was over there.
Oh, yeah.
What else did you say?
I said Bethesda.
Bethesda was over there. Basically, all like kind of the third-party guys were sort of over there. And then like some other, just a couple smaller things here and there. And then I was planning on hitting Microsoft on the 3rd day. So 3rd day comes around. It's like noon, 1 o'clock, maybe about 1. I walk over to the Microsoft Theater, and everything's fenced off. And I was like, what's going on over here? And a bunch of us were kind of walking over there.
Right.
Nobody knew. I mean, I don't have any friends, but
no, you're just people on the way there.
Other people walking over there to check out the Microsoft booth, because there's a lot of people that pretty much did the same thing I did. So we're all just kind of standing there trying to figure out how to get into this place. And then there was like this kind of security dude outside, and we're like, hey, how do we get in here to check out the Microsoft experience? And they're like, oh, they've already packed up, they're gone. And it's like, What? Apparently, like, that night or the next day was the BET Awards, and so they just, like, they were only there for 2 days. They're just like,
so what day? Wait, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And so they were gone on Thursday?
Yeah. And I think the BET Awards was Friday. But it's just like,
that sucks.
Well, it's like, well, I wish you would have told us. Like, everybody was so pissed off.
Wow,
it's like,
they didn't get any heads. They didn't give any heads up.
No, not that I know of. Like, if they sent it somewhere, it's like, all right, well, you just you see all these people that want to come in, and you just like, man, you would think you'd plan this out a little better.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your theater, Microsoft, and you're just like, all right, let's pack up, time to go.
Wow, that's weird that like at the actual convention center there weren't any like, even if it's like a paper handout or signs from Microsoft saying like, hey, 2 days only, just let you know, Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, that's it.
Yeah, it's just like,
wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, well damn. It's like I really wanted to check it out this year. I was so Microsoft killed it with their conference this year. I really wanted to go over there and check out some of the games. And I didn't get a chance to play any of them because they were like, oh, I guess we're tired or whatever. We're going to go home.
That sucks. You see, that sounds like poor event planning management.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, what's going on here? It's so stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, ooh. So I literally can't say anything for Microsoft's booth.
That's a shame because I would have really liked to see if they had like Secrio or Secrio.
They didn't.
No, they didn't have that.
No, that wasn't around this year.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
That was playable. I really wanted to play it.
I really want to play that game.
And I didn't get to.
That's
and
nice.
I wanted to try out Tunic, and I didn't get to. And it's just like all these like.
That really sucks.
And I don't know if they had any Cuphead playable there, but I wanted to try the new Cuphead DLC.
Yeah.
And it's just like all these like cool games. I didn't get to try any of it. It's just like,
what the hell, Microsoft?
What the heck? It's just so stupid. So whatever. Is what it is.
Yeah.
And then last thing I wanted to touch on, because I think this is the stupidest thing out of E3. So Capcom. Oh, Capcom.
Why don't you love Mega Man?
Capcom. So I'm going to talk about Mega Man first. And I'm going to talk about my last stupid thing with Capcom. So Mega Man 11. I went in hoping for the best because I love Mega Man. I'm a big Mega Man fan. The first game I ever fell in love with when I was a child was Mega Man 2. That game changed my life in so many ways.
Yeah.
To the point that like my mom sold our NES at like a yard sale when I was a kid and all our games. But I hid my copy of Mega Man 2 because I did not want her to sell that. And I had a friend up the street, my neighborhood, that was like, hold on to this cartridge for me, because they had an NES. I was like, we'll play it here. And one day I'm going to get an NES again. I'm going to come back and get this game from you. And they're like, okay, well, hang on to it. And then a couple years later, I got an NES again, and I went back and I got my cartridge.
Nice.
And I have that cartridge to this day. I was like,
Nice.
you know, I've had that cartridge my entire life. Like, that is...
It's a good game.
I love Mega Man 2.
It's a damn good game.
And I love Mega Man X. And
X
just
was it
about
for me.
every game in between. Like, I love Mega Man.
Yeah.
There's some weird games in there, like 7 and 8. I'm not a big fan
weird.
of. And
I have a weird love for 8.
yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. So I have deep nostalgia for 8 for some reason. Maybe because it was like the first time I played a Mega Man game not on a Nintendo console, and like the graphics were different, and it just, I don't know. It's bad. It's not very good.
Well,
but it also had some RPG elements, so that was kind of cool. So.
I will say, Mega Man 8 looks better than Mega Man 11 in certain ways.
I agree.
Now, so I played Mega Man 11. Gotta say, the game does look very pretty outside of Mega Man. Mega Man is looking mighty ugly.
Yeah.
Mighty ugly number 9.
Oof, 11.
Yeah, it's just, he just is so... Basically, you have this animation style that you have the ability to do so much with. Instead of like pixel art, you have the ability to go in and give him life, you know? It's like breathe life into this character, this walking, talking character.
This robot.
This little robot boy. You can do so much with this character now with this animation style, and he's just dead face the entire time.
Stonewall the entire
He's just
time.
like this soulless robot man just murdering everything in his path.
Maybe that's what they were going for. He's kind of a monster.
But, you know, it's just like he's supposed to, like he's like a kid, you know? It's just like...
I guess.
Like, in fact, it's so funny in Mega Man... What's that fighting game called?
The one you have on the GameCube downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Shoot, I can't remember the name of the... So Mega Man... There's like an arcade fighting game for people that don't know, and there's 2 of them for the Mega Man series. And there's like one where it's just like, you know, you get to like the final fight with Wily, and you're like, I'm going to put you away for good. And he's like, because you're evil. And it's like, but Mega Man, you've killed all of my robots. Are you sure you're not evil? And he just has this look like, oh my God, I might be.
What have I done?
And it's just like, you know, just like give him something. You know, it's like give him anything. This character, anything. And we've talked about like the story of like Proto Man and how he came to be, and Bass and X and all these characters, but they don't really ever talk about this. It's like, just breathe life into these games. You have,
you know, just don't make them Stonewall face.
Yeah, it's like we have the technology, you know, we can make, you know, this $1 million man with some facial expressions. You know?
That would mean Capcom would have to care about Mega Man.
Yeah, it's just like
clearly don't.
It's so weird, man.
Yeah.
It's like I think about games like Rayman Origins and Legends and stuff that looks so good. Like Rayman's just like he's got all these goofy facial expressions.
Happy thing.
Yeah, it's just like everything just it's just breathing creativity. And I feel like this game just misses that mark and misses like what Mega Man not only is but could be, you know?
Does he look like he's in pain when he gets hit at least? Like, does he go, ah?
Yeah, I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But I will say there's like some silly stuff in there too. Like, so he has like a couple new abilities. So he's got, well, I say new, but you know, they've been in certain Mega Man games. So he's got a charge ability, he's got a slide ability, and then he has like some weird, like he's got like a bullet time slow-mo ability. And like this super charge ability. So
I don't like the bullet time idea.
It's very dumb. It completely ruins what the Mega Man games are. This Twitch-based, like, you know, shoot 'em up style
action
game.
Platformer.
Yeah, you know, and it's just you've just ruined it.
I think they did that for like a kid-friendly, like easy mode kind of thing.
But it's there, you know. It's It's like I was using it and I felt so dirty, and then I stopped using it, and then I, you know, there are certain like bosses and stuff I was like getting my butt kicked by, and it's probably because I wasn't using that thing. And it's just like,
you mean like in classic Mega Man game?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
hard.
It's just, yeah. And it's just like, get this slow-mo stuff out of it. This is so stupid.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's not Mega Man.
Yeah.
I don't want that in an action platformer.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then there was the slide ability, which you can't. So it's like Mega Man X, as you know, is so fluid. It's like you're jumping off walls.
Smoothest Super Nintendo games.
Oh man, dude! I think about what's his face, Armadillo guy.
Armored Armadillo.
Armored Armadillo. I think about that level in like the mine cart sort of area, and I think about like being on a mine cart, flying through, killing bats, and then you leap off into like a slide, then you like jump off some walls, like charging a weapon, and then you blast that and something's like it's so fluid.
Yep.
And it's amazing. In this game, if
Mega
Man,
like you can always move.
Yeah, and it's like Mega Man 11 could be that. It's like just it could be that, and they just don't do it. They just don't do it.
Well, because they want you to do bullet time.
Because they want you to do bullet time, and you can't you have to finish your slide animation before you can jump. And it's like, dude, I want to slide into a jump, and I kept trying it, and it's just impossible, and it sucked. It didn't feel good. It was clunky.
It's like the opposite of X, where you can dash and jump, and that was actually a huge part of that game was dash jumping.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that ability, that's all you want to do. Yeah. Because then you're going super quick, and you just it just felt so good, and it's just nowhere to be seen. At least in the demo I played. Things could change, or maybe I suck. Who knows?
Maybe they'll polish it. Who knows? Yeah.
But I was bummed out. That was a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just a shame. It's like Capcom they've shown time and time again how much they care about the Mega Man franchise. Which is a shame because it's like their number one. It's like Sonic is to Sega. It's like Mario is to Nintendo. Yeah,
it's sad. So last thing I want to talk about, we're kind of running out of time. Man, I really did. I talked for a while about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna have time to talk about some other things, but we'll just end with my last thing with Capcom, which just is so ridiculous. So Capcom had this RE2 demo. Okay.
Looks great. Well,
if you could see it.
That's the thing. I was watching it online before we started, and I was like, man, it's dark.
Well, so the thing is, at E3, they had a playable demo. So obviously they showed the trailer at I think it was PlayStation's conference, if I'm remembering correctly. But they hadn't shown actual gameplay yet. The first gameplay was in this demo, and the demo is inside of a building inside of one of the wings in the wing with Ubisoft and all them. So it's in this haunted mansion, police station, whatever, this little thing they had built.
That's cool.
And there's basically a line to get into this. Now, everybody at this conference, for the most part, there's exceptions, but for the most part, everybody kind of learned the mistakes of last year and having it open to the public now and having so many media people there.
Right.
It's let's schedule times. It's everybody's doing PlayStation had the app that you can go and just schedule times with games, and Nintendo was doing it. Everybody was doing it. Can't say for Microsoft because I don't know what was going on over there, but but most people were doing that. It's Rage 2. I walked in on the third day. I walked in, went right up to the Bethesda booth. I was like, I'd like to sign up for a time. They're like, cool. The earliest one today still is 11:30. You want to come back then? I was like, yep, let's do it. Signed up, good to go. And then I just came back at 11:30, played my demo, had a good time, ate some ice cream, awesome.
Yeah.
Capcom did not do this. They had this line for their little haunted police station thing.
Right.
So you couldn't just see the demo looking over people's shoulders if you were at the other booths where it had open TVs out. So you had to the only way to see the demo was to get in this line. This line was physically impossible to get into. So basically, I would say there was 100 people in that line, and the demo. Nobody would come out of this demo for the longest time. So basically, the line would fill up, and then they would be come back in an hour and a half. And then you'd be Okay, so then you come back in an hour and a half, and the line's filled up again. And they're like, come back in an hour, hour and a half. And it's just like, so I'm just gonna keep trying that, and hopefully the line's open when I come back. So a lot of people started to do what I did, which was hang around the line.
Just sit there. Like, why would you leave?
Because people kept making you leave. Like, people working at E3, like, yo, you got to keep moving. You know, you can't stand there. It's a fire hazard. I understand to a point.
I get that, but like, doesn't every single booth have lines?
Right, but you can't. People were trying to stand in a line to wait for the line. So people were like very neatly like filing up against the wall closest to the booth, so that they were basically waiting to get into a line.
Yeah.
And the line would be like 50 people.
Right.
And then, you know, the convention people would come around and be like, yo, get out of here. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And so people started doing this weird thing where they would slowly just do circles for like an hour or two.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Just waiting.
Just wander, just hang around.
Yeah. And you know, you would just keep checking in, and just like, they're like, come back in an hour, come back in an hour, come back in an hour. So, you know, I basically did it. So about 2 hours I waited, being an idiot, walking in a circle. And I also like, there was like an Overwatch tournament going on right there. So I was like watching the Overwatch tournament for a bit. Even hit like the Mega Man booth, was disappointed, came back.
Right.
But basically I was just hanging around for like 2 hours, because I was like, this is like the only thing I really want to see here that I haven't seen. I really, really want to see this game. And I think a lot of people are kind of the same way. So I was in this, it was probably about 1 p.m. on the last day that, you know, the line was getting pretty short by then. And then, you know, I asked the guy, like, how much longer do you think before this line opens up? And he's like, probably about 45 minutes. I was like, Jesus. It's like, I've been here like an hour and a half probably.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm going to go use the bathroom, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do weird circles again, so I don't get yelled at. Go to the bathroom, 5 minutes maybe. I come back, the line, they just opened it. I was like, oh, shoot. And so I run over there, and you talk about fire hazard. Good Lord. I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my entire life. There was a herd of people trying to shove themselves into this line. Oh, God. And literally people were shoving and pushing, and like somebody was going to get hurt. Yeah. Like there was this bottleneck effect, and people were literally screaming and going, ow, just quit pushing me. Like all this, it was absolutely insane. I've literally never seen anything like this. Geez. And like the Capcom guys screaming at people to like get back, and
just
it
like
was
a mob.
It really was.
Yeah.
Like all it was missing was some Raccoon City SWAT team members with shields, like pushing people back. Like this is actually RE2 or something, and these are zombies.
Yeah.
It straight up looked like it was out of RE2. It was like
you're
at the front of the police station, and there's herds of these brainless people like, games.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Games.
Yeah, I get it. Brains, games. Very clever.
I thought so. And it was just an absolute nightmare. So I didn't make it in the line. They were like, all right, closed off. And then there were some dudes that were, I say dudes, I mean, it's lingo for just people. Men, women,
there were people
non-binary, angry people.
Sure.
And they were like, yo, I have literally tried to get in this line 6-7 times in the last 3 days. I have probably waited 12 plus hours to play this one game.
Yeah.
And you still have not let me in this line.
No, it's understandable that they're livid. I mean, it's a terrible organization.
Furious.
Yeah.
And then they were standing at the end of the line still, and the guy's like, you got to go. And these people are like, no, we are literally not moving. It's like, we're taking a stand. I have waited 6, 7, 8 hours, and have yet to get into this line. I'm waiting right here. You are not making me move again.
Sure.
And these people were like there was just like a group of these people that were just like, yeah, we're not moving. It's like we're all in the same boat. It's like we're pissed. We just want to play this demo.
That's understandable because like you keep telling people to just come back, come back, and like well, it's not. You're clearly not doing anything.
Yeah. So eventually, security was called on these people,
right?
Because like Capcom people kept coming by and like, and they were very nice about it. Outside of the one guy at the front of the line who's a big douche the whole time.
Yeah.
He just had such an attitude because people wanted to play the game. They're like, oh, we're gonna come back. And he'd be like, oh, like 45 minutes. And he was just being a big jerk.
Sure.
But the other Capcom people were super nice and like, look, we understand you're upset. This is obviously not ideal. All I can, like, it's a fire hazard to be here. We're going to get yelled at. I'm sorry, I have to tell you to keep moving. And these people were just like, no, we're not doing it. And eventually they had to call like security at the convention center. And finally these people dispersed. But it was just like, I sat there and I watched this whole thing.
That's a shame.
Because of how sad it was to see.
Yeah.
It's like those people that were like, we're taking a stand right now, those are your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Those people
those are your customers.
Are your biggest fan. Those people have been waiting days to play this game, and you are telling them to F off.
Yeah, pretty much.
You couldn't just be like, here's a little pass. You come back, I will guarantee you get in this line next time.
Yeah.
Or sorry for the convenience.
Well, that's poor organization.
It's poor organization.
On Capcom's
it was so bad.
I don't know whoever their event planner is for that. But like, that's pretty. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's like, and I was bummed out. I waited 2 hours, and some of these people literally waited 3 days to play this game.
Yeah.
3 days to play this game, and they never got to play it.
That's a shame.
And it's like you just like you took what. Because, dude, RE2 came out like 20 years ago. Like,
it's huge.
I think that game came out like 98, 99 maybe.
Yeah.
I think 98.
So 98.
That game came out 20 years ago. And since that day, people are like, I want more of RE2. I love that game. I love these characters. Give me RE2 as like a remake. Here it is, 20 years later. You paid $250 to come to this convention.
Just to
you probably
play it
flew
early.
across the country.
Yeah.
You go to play this demo, and for days, people are like, F off.
Yeah.
F off. I don't care how long you've been. Because the stupid thing is that a lot of the people that got in the line, they just happened to be walking by when the line opened up again. And be like, oh, yeah, I'll play that, and just got in line.
Yeah.
And they would just squeeze in before these other people that have just been told to just do circles for hours.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how is that fair?
Well, it's not. I mean, it's just not fair. It doesn't make any sense. Because what's weird is that I remember last year Nintendo, like for all their and on a lot of the places or a lot of the games that we wanted to play, like they had, as long as those lines were like they were really organized and like people were shuffling through quick. Like I thought Nintendo did a really good job last year.
Yeah, they did a good job this year too.
Yeah, because I mean, like even outside of their main floor, they had like behind the stage, which was just more of the convention center where people were just lined up, just waiting their turn.
Yeah, they did the same thing again this year for Smash.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, that's just poor management on Capcom's part.
It's just, I'm so disappointed in Capcom and their planning for that. It was just like...
And Mega Man 11.
And Mega Man 11 sucking, but you know, it is what it is. That's that's kind of the show. We're running out of time now.
Oh jeez,
yeah. Stevie's sort of yelling at us.
Steve and Mike.
So, Cameron, everybody's upset.
Yeah.
So, I kind of hate ending on a downer like that. That's sort of my hot take for the week. I was just super pissed off. You can read my super long tweet I did about it too.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was super pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And not even just about me, just looking at these people.
Well, yeah.
And just the disappointment.
Well, yeah, because it's stupid. It's
heartbreaking.
Like you're treating.
I know it's a first world problem, but good Lord, is that just
but the thing is, it's also
to see.
like, these are fans, or your number of fans, whatever. But it's also like those are your customers.
Yeah.
That bottom line, it comes down to money, and you're treating your customers like garbage.
Yeah.
Like you're telling your customers, no.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to come see our stuff.
It's like, we don't care that you paid $250 to be here. We don't care you flew across the country. We don't care that you've been an advocate for this game for 20 years.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just, whatever. But I will say overall, E3 was a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of zombies walking around.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a Walking Dead thing and a couple other things. So it's just a lot of like just zombies walking around.
A lot of zombies.
This year. Yeah.
All right,
a lot of Fortnite. A lot of just like a lot of cool people walking around. talked to some interesting people, had a good time, played some fun games, and I'm so stoked for so many games to come out.
Well,
like end of this year and early next year. A lot of January, February games, but
lots of January, February.
I just like, dude, it's a good time to be a gamer.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those people waiting for the RE2 demo, then it's not a good time to be a gamer. But it was a lot of fun nonetheless. Got a lot of sweet swag, and it was a good time.
Yeah, well, I bet it was. I loved it last year.
But anyway, so that's kind of the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I painted enough of a picture of what the show was like. Sorry, a lot of rambling this week of me just sort of talking, but you know, it's not everybody gets to go to the show.
Yeah, it's an experience that you should talk about.
Yeah, so you know, I just want to have an episode where I just kind of laid all that out there for anybody that's interested in sort of what the show's like year to year. And you know, if you're just a gamer and want to go next year, please. There's so many. You know, they sell tickets now. They're like $250. I think it's $150 for early birds. You know, it's like get a ticket and go. You won't be disappointed unless there's a Capcom booth. And yeah, come see us, hang out, get a beer with us, something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the show.
Good stuff.
So remember, we're on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, soon to be Spotify. So like, subscribe on all that fun stuff. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GoMultiplayered. And then you can follow us personally. I'm at Zack Matzganis, ZackMatzganis, where you can you know, read about my escapades and upsetness.
You can talk trash on Capcom with them.
Man, I was pretty butthurt about all that. Where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Jumpman_Ortiz.
Nice.
Is me.
And yeah, that's kind of the show. And be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayer, where you can throw us a buck or two. We have some sweet bonus episodes. We have a fun one coming out. Well, it just released Friday for, when we're recording this anyway.
Yeah.
It just came out for Patreon. Just talked about what we feel like could have come to E3. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And that episode will be coming out. If you don't want to support us on Patreon and be a jabroni like Capcom, you can find this the following Friday on YouTube and iTunes and all those fun places. Last thing, I want to give a big old shout out to my boy DJ CUTMAN for them sweet chiptune intro and outro music that he has going for us.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
He's got some good music.
But anyways, we will see you next week, where we will stop talking about E3 and bring us the latest and greatest news and whatever else our crazy brains feel like thinking about.
There's a shark game I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that next week.
That's
and
really
some
cool.
more fun stuff. So keep on grinding, and we will see you at the respawn. Later!
Love you, baby.
We'd like to give a big old special thank you to Jaden Lawrence, Arturo Madeira, and Murcha Dan Krolpatariu. If you want to receive shoutouts like these awesome, beautiful people, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayered. See you next time, players.